Coming up next on Arizona Horizon, the avian flu has all but eradicated the hen population at Hickman's family farms in the West Valley. Also, why an expert believes it's time to change the Western-centric perspective on paleoanthropology. And we'll talk with the owner of a mobile bookstore in the West Valley. Those stories and more next on Arizona Horizon.
Arizona Horizon is made possible by contributions from the Friends of Arizona PBS, members of your public television station.
Good evening and welcome to Arizona Horizon. I'm Christina Estes, filling in for Ted Simons. President Donald Trump said today that he was very disappointed in Elon Musk's criticism of Trump's so-called Big Beautiful Bill.
He knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody. And he never had a problem until right after he left.
In a real-time response on X, Musk replied by saying, quote, false. This bill was never shown to me even once and was passed in the dead of night so fast that almost no one in Congress could even read it. Trump responded by saying, quote, the easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. President Trump has called for another travel ban. It includes Afghanistan, Myanmar, Iran, Yemen, and other Muslim-majority countries. However, it does not include Egypt, the home country of the man accused of injuring more than a dozen people in Sunday's attack in Boulder, Colorado.
Egypt has been a country that we deal with very closely. They have things under control. The countries that we have don't have things under control. And why now? I can say that it can't come soon enough, frankly. We want to keep bad people out of our country.
Arizona State University's Cronkite School of Journalism has received its biggest single donation ever, $10.5 million to develop reporting innovations and fund news organizations. The Knight Center for the Future of News is providing the funding, and ASU will pitch in another $4 million. The Knight Center will serve as a hub for national research, experimentation, and solutions for some of the biggest challenges facing journalism. The center will feature several labs designed to build trust in journalism, explore revenue models to fund reporting, and expand innovative storytelling. The largest egg producer in the Southwest says a vaccine approved by the federal government could have significantly reduced the impact of bird flu on its Arizona operations. Joining us to discuss the company's bird flu outbreak is Glenn Hickman, the president of Hickman's Family Farms. Thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
So a couple of weeks ago, you noticed some strange things. What happened?
Right. On May 14th, we started to see an uptick in mortality in one of the barns. And by the 15th, we took in swabs to the University of Arizona's lab in Tucson, and they came back positive for bird flu on the 16th. Since that time, we've been depopulating that farm, and now we've gotten 3 other farms infected.
Some people might be surprised to hear that there's actually a vaccine for the bird flu, but you're not able to access it. Why?
It's very frustrating. This vaccine was started being manufactured 2 years ago in our country, and it's being shipped to Europe to protect those farmers' flocks. We're unable to buy that vaccine to protect our flocks. It's kind of stuck in the typical Washington, D.C. quagmire.
So a USDA, United States Department of Agriculture spokesperson said to Newsweek, there are complex logistical aspects associated with the implementation of any vaccination strategy, including distribution, surveillance, and trade ramifications. What do you think about that?
I think the honest part of it is speaking to the trade ramifications, because the meat bird industry doesn't want vaccine to get started in the United States, and so they're the ones blocking it. The rest of the statement is completely untrue. We vaccinate our birds right now. This would just be added to that vaccination package. It would require no extra handling and no extra distress to the bird.
Why do you say the meat poultry industry does not want it?
There would be countries that, if they vaccinated their chickens, would preclude them from shipping chicken meat into their countries. And that's a way for the chicken industry to remove their surpluses so that they can dump those surpluses overseas and keep the domestic prices higher.
Why do you think the meat poultry industry has not been as impacted by bird flu as you have?
Sure. A meat bird that we see in a grocery store is about 5 weeks of age. So there's some thought that there is some maternal protection because that bird is so young. So they have been largely skipped when it comes to bird flu. The commercial duck industry, the commercial turkey industry, and certainly the layer industry together we've lost 170 million birds since this virus started 3 years ago.
And in your case, the flu cost 95% of your population in the West Valley, is that right?
That's right. We had previously lost our farm in Maricopa back in the late winter, early spring, and we just started to repopulate that farm when our western farms got hit.
What will that do to prices?
You know, while we're fairly large in our geographic area, the egg market is a national market, and so we have about 6 million of the 330 million birds capacity. So losing our birds probably won't affect the market much.
It does affect your operations, certainly, and it affects other people beyond the family that owns and operates the farm. How many employees and what's the impact with them?
Yeah, obviously we're going to have to downsize quite a bit. So prior to this, we had about 850 workers. Some of those were contract workers. They've been let go. Some of those were inmate workers as part of our 30-year program we've had with the Arizona Department of Corrections. We're proud of that program. We've paid over $10 million or 10 million hours of inmate labor, and we've literally had thousands of people go through the program. It will also affect some of our civilian labor. We're going to have to lay off some folks that, you know, frankly, have been around almost as long as I have.
You've said it will take about 2 years to regain the size of your flock. Is that correct?
Right. Normally that we replace our flock about every 2 years or 20 months. And so that's what our rearing facilities are geared to support. So it'll take us about 20 months to fully restock the farms.
Given cuts that we've seen at the federal level in terms of research and disease prevention projects, how likely do you think you will ever have access to the bird flu?
Well, to the bird flu
To the
vaccine.
vaccine. I'm so sorry. Yes, thank you.
So, Christina, the research is done, the manufacturing is done, the licensing is done. All we need to do is be able to say that we can issue a PO and purchase the vaccine.
How confident are you that you will get access to that vaccine or something else that comes up, you know, not just bird flu?
Well, eventually people's got to get their head out of the sand. If we want to have safe, affordable eggs on a day in, day out basis, we're going to have to do something to protect that production stream. So vaccine is the only way to do it. This is no longer a seasonal challenge. This is an endemic in our environment. And whether you're in Michigan or in Mesa, you've got a chance to have bird flu in your flock.
Glenn Hickman, thank you so much for making time. I know it's a very challenging time for you, so we appreciate you coming in and speaking with us.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thinking about the future is something we all share. By preparing an estate plan, you're safeguarding more than just matters of finances and inheritance. You're also guiding future health decisions, providing for loved ones, and creating your legacy. Estate plans help you protect the things that matter most. Put your mind at ease by planning your future today.
Cozy mysteries have become viewer favorites on Masterpiece Mystery. They are upbeat and light-hearted, often featuring amateur sleuths in quaint villages.
Up top.
Join us for a behind-the-scenes look at Grantchester, Miss Scarlet, Magpie Murders, Moonflower Murders, and the Marlowe Murder Club in The Cozy Mysteries of Masterpiece Mystery.
Sunday night at 7 on Arizona PBS.
A leading Ethiopian fossil expert says it's time to decolonize paleoanthropology. That expert is Johannes Haile Selassie. He's director of the Institute of Human Origins at ASU. Thanks so much for coming in.
My pleasure.
And let me apologize in advance if I mess up that big title of your name as well as what you study. That's a mouthful. So I'm going to start by having you explain what is paleoanthropology, please.
So paleoanthropology is one of the subdisciplines of anthropology, which studies the human past for, I'm not talking about like a few generations, but for thousands of years through like the biological, cultural, and behavioral changes that have happened in millions of years since we split from the common ancestor we shared with chimpanzees. So that field of study relies mostly on fossils of ancient human ancestors, artifacts that have been left by our ancestors in the past. So we try to study those and reconstruct our history from the past. That's
Thank
what
you.
paleoanthropology is.
The institute you lead at ASU plays a significant role in studying and preserving the legacy of Lucy. Who's Lucy?
Lucy is a 3.2 million year old partial skeleton of an early human ancestor that was found in Ethiopia 50 years ago. In fact, last year we celebrated the 50th anniversary of Lucy, and she was found by ASU professor Donald Johanson, who's also the founding director of the institute that I lead now. And she's been an icon in our field, and she's really redefined how we understand the earlier phases of our evolutionary history. So Lucy is famous. Everybody knows Lucy, and I'm glad that I have this opportunity to explain who she is. And she has also an Amharic name from Ethiopia, which is Dinkanesh. So she has two names for her.
You were 14 years old living in Ethiopia when she was discovered. What led you to study paleoanthropology?
Honestly, I didn't even know about Lucy until I went to college, which was like 4 years later. When I was 18, I went to Addis Ababa University in Ethiopia, and I was a history major. And as a history major, I had to take a few archaeology courses, and that was the first time that I heard the name Lucy. So basically, after I graduated, I was assigned to work for the Ministry of Culture, where the paleoanthropology laboratory resides. And that was the first time that I had the opportunity to see actual fossils. And I got really interested, and I started going out with paleoanthropologists to the field, and apparently I was a good fossil hunter. I was finding good fossils. And I got the opportunity to pursue my PhD in paleoanthropology, and that's everything else is history.
You and many of your colleagues have been calling for paleoanthropology to be decolonized. What do you mean by that?
Decolonizing paleoanthropology is a very powerful statement, and in some ways scary. But in simple terms, it means asking for inclusivity, right? Historically, anthropology, the beginning of anthropological research in Africa started with the beginning of colonization in Africa. And all the studies were made by non-native Africans, and the interpretations were also made by non-Africans, African natives. And the Africans were excluded from telling the story, right? And that has been the case for decades, until like the last 30 years. So basically, decolonizing paleoanthropology is about being inclusive, about enabling every one of us humans being able to tell the story, the human story, and not by certain few. So it's like a request for the paleoanthropological community and the public at large that our history should be told by all of us and not exclusively by few scientists from certain parts of the world. So basically, the inclusivity is something that we've been asking for a while now, and a lot of people really understand it. And the fact that it is called decolonizing paleoanthropology has attracted the attention of a lot of people in the scientific community and also the public at large.
How do you think increasing support for African-born paleoanthropologists could lead to important discoveries?
Basically, those African-born scholars that we have been making a lot of discoveries in various parts of Africa already. The key question is, when it comes to equity in publications, leading publications, or securing funding, and how collaborations are defined, that's where we lack that collaboration between African scholars and other researchers from abroad. So basically, what we need to do is not just training individual local scholars, but having collaboration at institutional level with countries who have all these resources, right? They have the resources, and we don't want like researchers to actually extract the resources from those countries and study them somewhere else, but instead have a facility there to study those fossils that they're recovering and incorporate local scholars with them so that they can together tell the story.
What do you hope the future of paleoscience looks like in Ethiopia?
I think Ethiopia is far ahead in terms of paleoanthropological infrastructure because of Lucy. Lucy is like, as I said, was found 50 years ago, and she is the emblem of the country, particularly when it comes to tourism. And Lucy is one of the reasons why Ethiopia calls itself the land of origins. And they've been building laboratories for paleoanthropology, and now we have so many Ethiopians who are trained at the PhD or doctorate level, in paleoanthropology. So there is a bright future for Ethiopia, and we want the same thing to happen for other African countries with all the resources that they have.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you coming in, and
Thank
I
you.
was able to understand you. I don't mean by any accent, I mean by all of the big words. Science
you.
sometimes goes over my head, so thank you so much. You
Thank
did a
you for
wonderful
having me.
job for
Thank you.
people like me.
Thank you.
Dr. Johannes Haile Selassie is director of the Institute of Human Origins at ASU. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
I'm Jeff Bennett. Tonight on the NewsHour, global reaction to the Trump administration's new travel ban. That's at 6 on Arizona PBS.
A Valley healthcare worker is prescribing joy through a mobile bookstore. I am very happy to welcome Tracy Vopolensky. She's a nurse practitioner and owner of the Book Hall. Tracy, thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Let's start by helping us understand how the Book Hall came about.
Yeah, so with just loving books, reading all the time, you know, it's kind of always been like a dream to have a bookstore, but just knowing that it's not a feasible option for me because I work Monday through Friday, having a brick and mortar is just kind of impossible. So I had seen other mobile bookstores out of state on social media, and I was like, that's something that I could definitely implement that would be flexible with my schedule.
You launched January or February?
February of this year.
And how's it been going?
It has been amazing. The response that I've gotten from, you know, fellow readers, they just love the idea of having something so accessible to them.
And we have some video that you supplied with us. Thank you so much. As we're looking around, how do you choose the books? What kind of books?
Great question. So most books that I carry are fantasy or romance. I do carry other like adult fiction, young adult, young teen, and some children's books. But I kind of gravitate towards fantasy, just because, you know, it's just a good escape for me as a healthcare worker to kind of just go to a different world.
How in the world are you juggling your full-time day job? Because this isn't like this is another job. How are you doing
absolutely. I have a lot of help. My sister has been just wonderful in helping me with inventory, ordering, all that great stuff. My husband, he's like the chauffeur for driving the trailer because I am just very not confident in my driving skills when it's attached to our vehicle. My parents, you know, I've just got a lot of support.
Why do you love books so much?
It's just, you know, I just love, you know, just reading different stories and just having that escape, especially with the work that I do.
Are you like me? I like books sometimes much more than movies.
Yes.
Yeah, and
absolutely.
People think you're weird sometimes.
No, that is, I think that's just, no, that book is always better.
Why is it for you, the book better than a movie? Why?
I think it's because you input your imagination, your thoughts, and your emotions to it. So I think you have a more personal connection when you actually read the story. Not that the movie is, you know, or a movie would be terrible, but I don't know. I think that's just how that is.
I agree with you. On Independent Bookstore Day, you parked the Book Hall at the parking lot of Changing Hands Bookstore, a very wonderful independent bookstore. How did that go, and then what did that lead to in terms of exposure and what you do?
That was such an amazing event. You know, I just kind of had this idea that like, oh, you know, readers will stop by, kind of browse, but there were so many people who came out and wanted to support not only Changing Hands, but my bookstore as well. And then we had another bookstore that was out there, Lit Twist. It was just amazing to see the turnout, just the amount of people that were so passionate about Independent Bookstore Day.
Where are you typically?
Typically, I'm on the West Valley. You'll find me at farmers markets for the summer, just on Saturdays for now, just to kind of beat the heat, if you will.
Yes, if you're working 7 days a week in the heat, that's a
that's a
bit
little much.
So do you even have time to read?
I do. I find I obviously like my physical books. I like to read while I'm at home, kind of winding down at the end of the day. But I always have like my phone with me, and I'll try to like read between patients or between charts or on my lunch. So yeah, there's always time to read.
Do you have I don't like getting asked this question, so I don't know why I'm even asking you, but maybe not a favorite, because it's hard to pick a favorite, unless you do have a favorite you'd like to name, or something that you're reading now that you particularly like?
Right now, I'm just very much into fantasy. I've read a few series lately that have just kind of like stuck out, like the series by Penn Cole, really great series. It's not complete, so I'm just waiting for that last book to come out. So.
We have about 30 seconds left, and I would love for you to just share an experience that you've had as the owner of the book hall. Like, are they surprised, or do they come in and because it's so much work if you already have a full-time job.
Yeah,
why do you do it?
Because I want to kind of just share my love for reading and my love for books, like tangible items, like something like that. I really appreciate seeing people's reaction when they come into the bookstore, just because like the floor is just book pages and people are just so amazed by that. I just love seeing that reaction.
Very quickly, where can people find you to learn more about the book hall and where you're going to be?
So this Saturday, I will be at Arrowhead Farmers Market from 8 to 11, and you can always find updates on my Instagram at thebookhall.az.
Thank you so much for coming in, Tracy, owner of the book hall. I'm so glad that I got to meet you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for joining us. I'm Christina Estes, in for Ted Simons. Have a great night.